Thanks to an onslaught of magazines and movies that paint women in a certain light, there are a lot of women who hide even the most human behaviors, not only from men, but from each other too. But in reality, those seemingly embarrassing habits are completely common. Here are some things that women do all on the sly, but might not want to admit in public. Frequent flatulence. Let's start with the obvious. Women do fart, even though our grandmothers swore that wasn't the case. Cause newsflash, we're human beings too. In fact, women fart on average 10 to 20 times per day, which is just as much as men. And yes, passing gas is a sign of healthy gut function that can't be avoided. So whether it's deemed polite to poot or not, it happens all the time. And no one is exempt from taking number twos either, even though a lot of ladies tend to try and shield their bowel movements from even each other in public restrooms.
Girl, I feel like I just gave birth. Somebody smack its ass!
Cyberstalking. Relax, we're not talking about illegal activities here, but women do tend to do a little extra research on their significant others and friends. It's completely normal to be curious about who dates who works where, what your neighbor had for breakfast, or what the girl in your bio class wore for Halloween last year. And with the onslaught of information and photos available at the touch of a button these days, it's totally tempting to dig deep on that digital profile for a person of interest.
But here's my question. Who are the ladies?
Avi, we're the ladies.
On the bright side, it can be helpful to fact-check a new friend's story by prowling through their pages for a spell, so a gal can really get to know who she's spending time with now. On the other hand, this instant access to a person's private details can veer off into creepy territory when the tinge of nostalgia leads a woman to her ex's Instagram feed to check out his new significant other and where all his new haunts are. The trick is to draw a line in the virtual sand before bringing out that cyber shovel so you don't find yourself buried in unwanted information or trouble. Tress mess. For a lot of men, hair maintenance takes about 2 minutes with a quick shampoo in the shower, toweling off, and then working in a glob of gel. Presto! For most women, however, the process of maintaining a mane can be quite labor-intensive, which is why many of us don't bother doing it every day. There's a reason top knots are so popular these days. They're total time savers. Many experts in cosmetology would agree that skipping a hair wash every so often is for the best anyway, because daily shampooing can dry out a woman's scalp. So nixing the lather, rinse, repeat routine every other day is just good practice.
Yay!
Laundry laziness. There have always been hefty distinctions between the articles of clothing men and women have to wear. But perhaps the most significant difference today is in the realm of undergarments. Men might have simple choice between boxers or briefs, but women have an array of options to choose from in their private gear, particularly when it comes to bras. That's why there are entire department stores devoted to bras and panties these days. Worse still, while men's drawers can be thrown in the laundry load, women's undies have to be washed separately, often by hand, to protect their delicate qualities, and our pocketbooks from having to invest in more of the often expensive items. Washing them too often can stretch them out, fade the colors, and even break the elastic or expose the underwires. So it's pretty common for ladies to give our bras a couple of wears before loading them up for laundering treatment. Talk about a dirty little secret.
Kind of makes you feel like swimming.
Nail biters. Society might imagine women frequenting salons to get luxurious mani-pedis on the regular, but in reality, a lot of women resort to the oldest trick in the book for nail maintenance: biting. Yep, just like guys, we bite our nails for a lot of different reasons. Maybe they're too long, maybe we're stressed, maybe we broke one and now they all need to match. It might not be the most sanitary practice, but nail gnawing still does happen with women too. Nose picking. Toddlers aren't the only ones digging for green gold around these parts, guys. Ladies might try to be discreet about when and where to do our digital booger maintenance, but rest assured that just as every woman farts, belches, and farts some more through the day, her fingers can be found up her nose every now and again too. Hey, you may think it's gross, but it's not. Judgment. As the old saying goes, you are your own worst enemy, and that can be especially true when it comes to women passing quick judgments on one another, or even themselves.
You're like really pretty.
Thank you.
So you agree? What? You think you're really pretty? Oh, I don't know.
There are a host of theories as to why women tend to cut each other down to size based on looks, fashion, attitudes, and behaviors. Is it society pitting us against each other? Is it the biological territoriality and competition instinct taking over? Who knows? But the fact is, a lot of women have a tendency to think harsher thoughts about other ladies in their lives than men. Bite those nails, pick those noses, those habits are fine, really. But being harsh and judgy to each other and ourselves, that's the only habit we really need to break, ladies.